All right, the first thing we're going to do is warm up. And I tell the kids on the first day, drums are no different than sports. We have to warm up our hands. So we do this nice little warm up. And if you want to play along, it's fine. We start with 8 on our right, 8 on our left. Then we go 7, 7, 6, 6, 6, all the way to 1. When we get to 1, they will come in and freeze. And then you'll hear me tap off a faster tempo so they can go faster and just sort of loosen up their hands. And our first day of trying this was rough. So you'll be impressed at their power, because look how cute and tiny some of these kids are. But their power and how they play together, because we have kids from here, Adam, all the way over to Sabrina, and that's a long way for a drum line to have that much space between them. So here we go with the nice little warm-up called 8 on down. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. All right, now, I say this is the hardest section, and it is the hardest section that we're going to go to next, and I'm sure you're already impressed with their discipline behind the drums. Cruise Line doesn't only teach how to play drums, they teach you how to be disciplined behind the drums, how to work as a team, and of course, their self-confidence. Man, you wouldn't believe how shy some of these kids were the first day. Now, they feel like they're 6, 7 feet tall and big, huge muscles, and they're just really, really confident. So the first warm-up, of course, you saw their power and you saw their discipline behind there, and you see how they're disciplined behind here now, too. We preach that, and I know my favorite comment is parents go, "Hey, how did you get my son or daughter to sit still so long?" So that's a great feeling. And then it's a trick, and I can teach it to you for $29.95. So we're going to keep jamming. This is a hard section because they have to play and depend on each other, and that's what I say about teamwork. They have to play, and each one of them are responsible for their own part. So here's our bass drum exercise, and of course, applaud loud for everybody, but when it's your son or daughter's turn, you can applaud extra loud. Here we go. We make them play it once with me helping them, and then once by themselves to see how they do. And that first time we tried it by ourselves, when we first learned these at the beginning of the end of last week, we couldn't get through it. So now it's very impressive to see them do it by themselves too. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, down, up. All right, now we're going to go to the quad section. Snare drums, of course, bass drums, and now these, of course, are called quads because there's 4 of them. And they learn how to maneuver around the quad. So you'll notice their right hand will play what we call downs. They're using drum 1 and 3. Then their left hand does a down, 2 and 4. Then they do them together, kind of one, right down, left down. And then they go up and they go across. We'll play it one time as an exercise so you can see what it sounds like as an exercise. The second time we play it, you'll hear that we put a beat to it and the kids really sort of start to groove with it. So here we go with our quad exercise. Rough start, but we never stop. And that's what I preach to the kids, and I'm so proud of them. None of them gave up, and they got back on track, which is hard to do because, as I said, they're all at different levels. So we'll go on to this next group, and man, I'm really give that first group another round of applause. Way to play through it. Yeah. It's okay. This is like an arena, so you guys can yell, "Yay, Andy! Yay, Sal!" You guys can yell my name too if you want. There you go. Owen. Yeah. Mom's here. All right, here we go. Now, these guys and girls, some people pick it up a little faster than others, so I'm not going to help. We're not going to help this last group. We're going to see how they do, and I'm going to make them play it faster. So here we go. They all can play it that fast. I just wanted to do that the last one to embarrass them a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. They all did a great job. One more round of applause. All right, now you're going to see how we put all those exercises together. Bass drums, and what's awesome, several of them can move around, and what I mean by move around, you'll see them play quads on one song, bass on another song, and snare. Some of them are really just good snare players, so they just play snare only, or quads only, or bass only. But we try to move the kids around a little bit and let them have some fun and experience different drums. So here we go. This is a cruise line rock classic, and you get to see how, as I said, we put this all together. It's called Inagata da Vida. So it's an old rock classic, and I hope you guys enjoy this one called Inagata da Vida. It has a little bass drum solo at the beginning by my little nephew here. So here we go. 1, 3, hit. All right, hopefully you guys have as much fun as we do. That sounded really, really cool from up here. I don't know if it sounds cool out there, but does it sound cool out there? Yeah. So that rock classic, if you didn't notice, we try to introduce the kids how the different drums sound and then what they sound like when they're played together. So you notice we started with the bass drum solo, then we added a simple little click with the snares, then the quads came in with the melody, down, 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 and then of course we all had fun. So we're gonna keep jamming. This one is called Pro Jam, and it's got some good camera moments for parents, where the kids are doing little cool little stick things here and there. So this is a lot of fun. This one is called Pro Jam. Tell me that ain't cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. Now, before we play our last one, and it's our favorite, we call it the Moose Song. I always say this, and I share this story. When my little daughter was in a camp, it was a dance camp. I won't say what dance camp it was. I'll just say it was a dance camp. They went for like, oh my goodness, several weeks. I want to say it was a 6-week camp. I don't even remember, but I remember sitting in the car and going, I want to be surprised on a recital, so I'm just going to wait like a good dad and wait in the car. And then when we went to the recital, they learned one song, and they just kept repeating it. They sang it, they danced it, and it was short. I think it was like a minute long. And then they go, okay, well, we're going to do this again. And they did it again. They did it again. I was like, no way. But I'm always impressed, and I love to impress you guys and, of course, the kids. I told them on day one, you're going to learn at least 6 to 7 things to play. And in a short amount of time, 1 hour a day, which technically is 8 days. So before this last one, which is our favorite, give them one big round of applause.
Woo! Quiet!
Thank you, Topeka.
Yeah.
All right, we call this the Moose Song. It's our favorite, and it has a hidden moose at the end, so don't get your cameras too out of focus. So here we go, and it has some really cool stuff with them playing on each other's drums. And it has a quad solo, a snare drum solo, and a bass drum solo. So here we go with the Moose. 1, 3, out, rip. Okay, because we all didn't get the moose, we're gonna do the ending one more time. And we learned it this way. Snare, 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 quad, 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 bass, 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 all, moose, down. Parents, good blackmail, you can thank me later. Now, before we bring up the second group, we're going to bring these guys up to the front of the stage so they can feel like true performers. Take a big bow, and you guys can get a good picture. So give them a big round of applause. Give them a big round of applause. As we're transitioning real quick, this is something I always forget, and I'm glad the kids reminded me, is